Once upon a time, there was a little boy called Howard who loved writing stories.
Little Howard dreamed of being a writer, and so he sat and wrote every night. But everything he wrote was fucking shite, yeah. Wubba-dubba-doo, wubba-dubba-doo. Worst writer in the world, worst writer in the world, worst writer in the world, worst writer in the world. He's a stupid, suck-ass, rubbish writer.
Welcome to the worst writer in the world with me, Rufus, and he's wearing a black and white striped jumper. He's got a bag with swag written on it. Have I done this one before? And he's stolen my idea that I was going to do for the beginning, where I say what he is and made me possibly repeat myself. We've been doing this show for a long time. It's not like I keep notes of this crap.
No.
I just think of it at the time and then immediately forget it.
Well, I mean, I am always wearing this stripy shirt and carrying my swag bag, so that probably doesn't help.
That's what I'm worried about, right? I mean, I look at you, I think, well, I try and be original, but sometimes I just describe you, and, you know, you are carrying that swag bag that's got all my jewels in it.
Yes.
I mean, maybe I only ever did 3 of these, and I just keep repeating them over and over again. That's a possibility.
That is. Maybe you should do that. Maybe you would just reuse this opening, this really coherent
This
and
exact
good opening.
one where we have this
one.
conversation as well.
Yeah,
okay.
every week from now on.
Someone needs to do things Rufus says at the beginning of Worst Writer Wiki that I can refer to, and make sure I'm not repeating myself, or just read them and not have to think anymore. I've only done that one 8 times. I'll do that one.
Maybe there could be a song that goes, "There is a man unlike any other man."
Thank you to the British Comedy Guide for hosting this show. Thanks to you for listening to this show. And most of all, I probably shouldn't say that, but no, let's be honest. Most of all, thanks to the people who support us on Patreon by giving us their money so that we can give them lots of audio entertainment in return. You should check that out. It's patreon.com/manbycow. It is wonderful.
Yeah.
So this week we've got a Howard Short, something from your old school books.
Yes.
So let's get started, shall we?
Yes, please.
So, Howard, I have found something in one of your old school books which is not a story.
Wow.
Or at least it is a story because the title is Story. So actually, I'm lying, but it's not a fictional story
Okay.
because it is called My Life Story.
Wow.
By Howard, aged 12. Just looking at the date here. That is when you were 12. So it's going to be a pretty fucking exciting and detailed story.
I believe you. Can I make an early prediction that it begins?
Yes, please.
Got up. Is that?
Got born.
Yeah.
Got born.
Got
threw
out.
Up, drank
Yeah.
milk.
Got out of mum. Drank milk. Bed. Yeah.
Woke up. Born. Screamed.
Yeah. School. Rubbish. Cotton. Boring. Bed.
Yeah, the end. That's the amount of detail you can be bothered with. Yeah, got born, went to school, bed, the end.
If I tried to write my life story now, that's what I'd have to write for the first 12 years because I don't remember it at all.
Yeah, no. Well, luckily, 12-year-old you wrote it down so that you don't have to remember it because we can check it right now.
Fantastic.
I'll tell you what. This was your teacher having a right skive. Right? This is your teacher just going, oh, gee, I can't. This is October in your second year, right? So it's right at the beginning of your end of October though. So there's had a couple of months to get really sick of you, of all the kids, and like, oh god, I need some time. Right, everyone, you're gonna write your life story, and you would have all gone, but we're 12, we haven't done anything. Shut up. All right, first, I'll tell you what, we'll all work in groups. You can talk to each other for an hour about what you're going to write. Then you can make notes for, I don't know, half an hour. And then for the next 6 weeks, you can just write your stupid life stories. And then I'll give you a mark based on what I already know about you, because I'm not reading this.
Yeah.
All right, Howard, you're getting 19 out of 20. Alf, you're getting 20 out of 20. Robert, you're getting 0 out of 20.
And insulted. Yeah. And the proof's in the pudding, because in my life story, because I'm going to make another prediction, Doctor Who's going to turn up at some point and battle the Daleks. And the teachers didn't notice because they're not read it.
Yeah, invited to the wise place.
Yeah.
Get tied up by Daleks.
We will use our rope on you. No.
Oh shit.
Oh, the Dalek rope.
That's the Dalek rope. It's their worst weapon. All right, so this is the life story of Howard Long, aged 12. Mm-hmm. Woke up. Now it's got a little subtitle which is 0 to 5. So you are starting right at the beginning and then to the age of 5. But it starts with
No years old.
the earliest I can recall was around the age of 2. Should I be doing this in your voice?
Yeah, by all
Because
means.
it's first person. Yeah. The earliest I can recall was around the age of 2. It was Christmas time, and I'm doing it in your young voice. It was Christmas time.
Yeah, that's what I sounded like, yeah.
She said, hello, it's me, Howard.
Yeah, well.
It was Christmas time, and early in the morning, it's going to be really annoying to listen to me read like that it's quite long. maybe
Okay,
I
yeah,
won't
just
do
do
your
you.
voice, except bits where I think it'll help, all right?
Yeah, just do your normal voice. The earliest I can recall was around 2 years old.
I think what I'll do, Howard, is I'll put on my special clear announcer voice that I do when I want to sound posh, okay, right? When I want to sound like the beans in my cupboard are of a higher quality than they actually are. You know, like if you came round to my house, you'd find Heinz beans, not Aldi beans. All right, so here I go. I'm going to put my voice on. All right, okay, here it is. Okay, yes. Oh no, oh shit, I went too far and became Doctor Who. Now, okay, so the earliest, listen to my high quality beans. The earliest I can recall was around the age of 2. It was Christmas time and early in the morning.
Yeah, wait. I remember this. Yeah, I got downstairs and for some reason my dad hadn't come home to deliver presents and we were really worried about him and he didn't turn up for days. And then and then there was this awful smell coming from the chimney.
Right, and then what happened? By the way, do you think we should worry about those gremlins outside, or should we just carry on talking about this? Now, go on. Well, tell me more. What happened then? Did you find out what the smell was? Was it a raccoon?
Well, that's what we thought, but no, it wasn't. Santa Claus was dead up our chimney. It was really weird.
Then my dad came home and helped us clean up his skeleton. Clean up the skeleton.
I think that my dad must have killed him and shoved him up there because and felt so guilty, he ran away.
Yeah. Well, your dad, of course, is a gorilla. Right?
Yes.
Your dad is a gorilla, so that is the sort of thing he would
do.
That story would be so much better if it was Santa Claus. So much better. Look, it is me, Detective Dupont. I have deduced that it was a monkey that shoved Santa Claus up the chimney and killed him. Don't worry, Phoebe Cates. It's not your dad. It's Santa Claus and a monkey did it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my God.
Okay. Well, I'm enjoying the first sentence anyway. All right. The next year, I started play school at Broomleys, where I met my first recalled friend, Rufus.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Got a mention. Oh wow.
Wow.
But that's all you say about me. Then it says I also made friends with James Taylor.
Who was dead good.
That's it.
I go on to sing his praises quite heavily. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Rufus was there.
Yeah, I am your first recalled friend. High praise indeed.
Yeah.
My first recalled friend. Wow. I'm going to start calling myself that. Hello, my name's Rufus. I am my first recalled friend. What? Okay, well, Howard's first recalled friend, strictly speaking.
Yeah, like the first one. Some people still think the first one's the best, but then a lot of people say no, Patrick Troughton was a lot better.
Some people say second the best, don't they?
Yes, they do.
And the first actually the worst.
They do
Some
say
people
that.
say the third one, Dirty Donkey, innit? Or possibly Hairy Chest if you're you, I believe.
third one with a hairy chest, fourth the golden eagle.
I think the difference is that the rhyme I learned didn't go past 3. You learned a more complex one. You with your posh beans. You were learning like all 10, all the first 10. But for me, there weren't, because we were poor. There were never more than 3.
Right, but there's no rhyme in yours.
Couldn't
then.
afford a fourth one. No point. First worst, second best, third. The dirty donkey, you poor shit-beaned bastard.
Yeah. I think maybe like originally they were, and then someone was like, "Oh, but they wanted to give more awards." It's like when everyone pats the bone. It's like we need more things. We need everyone. We need to include everyone. We can't just give out first, second, and third place. We're going to give fourth place as well. We've got to pat the bone.
Oh, we've got to pat the bone.
Why were they patting the bone?
Well, do you want to tell those confused listeners who are going, what?
What's he talking
What do they
about?
mean? Why are they saying pat the bone? Why is Rufus acting like that means something? What do you mean when you say that's why they pat the bone? And it's not a euphemism, and you're actually not being rude in any way.
No.
They're going to be surprised to learn, I expect. What do you mean?
At primary school, we played a game called The Farmer's Den.
At nursery school, right? This is a nursery school thing, right?
Right, yes, but I remember playing it in the big hall at Warren Hills Primary School, and I remember the bone getting patted there. You should talk to someone about that. Can you, Howard? Can you show me on this? Show me on this bone. Where they patted you. She was the farmer's in his den. The farmer's in his den. E-I-the-addy-o. The farmer's in his den. Then the farmer wants a wife.
Yes.
Farmer wants a wife. E-I-the-addy. The farmer wants a wife, and someone else becomes the wife.
And then people would play these
Yeah.
parts, right? So you'd all be standing in a circle doing, like, very young children, learning words, I suppose, and
Yeah.
rhymes and stuff. And you'd be singing along and chanting along, and then so there's the farmer, there's the wife, and then the wife wants a dog.
I guess. I mean, I don't know. I think there was more stages
Or maybe-
to it. I
maybe
mean, there
some
certainly was
kids-
when you
yeah,
put the
there were-
bone in there. But I mean, yeah. But yeah, somebody at some point. So yeah, the wife wants a kid. The wife wants a kitty. The wife wants a kid, and then the kid wants a dog, obviously, to play with.
Yeah.
And then what it's supposed to be is we all pat the dog. We all pat the dog. We all pat the dog. But
Yeah,
in
and
this
then everyone
version-
would pat the dog, and then it's a little
Yeah.
interactive. Like if you're playing the dog, you're being attacked by 20 children and a couple of teachers. It's awful. But that's what life was like in the past. Just constantly being attacked by institutions. It was awful.
Yeah.
But what happened instead?
But in this version, somebody decided to extend it to get another player in the game, to get another person involved. That the
So
dog.
what does a dog want? What does a dog want? They asked themselves, obviously, what do dog want?
tell you what a dog
What do
wants.
dogs want?
I'll tell you what a dog wants. Wants a bone, doesn't it? A dog wants a bone.
Yeah, of course.
What are you going to do with that bone? I'll tell you what to do with that bone. I'm going to pat it.
Pat it.
Where shall I pat it?
It's so little thought that whoever was running this must have put into it. I mean, you go, okay, we know it ends with we all pat the dog, but we need another. There's one too many kids here. We know to add something. What does a dog want? Okay, a bone. So you're playing the bone, right? We all pat the bone. Why didn't they think? No, hang on a minute. There's no reason to pat a bone. I'm supposed to be teaching these children, not confusing them for the next 40 years. That they'll still be asking why. Why did this person make us sing "We All Pat the Bone"?
Yeah.
And we first talked about this a few years ago, not that long ago, right? And I'd carried this memory with me, thinking I was probably imagining it. And then I came up and said to you, did that happen? You're like, yeah, I remember that too. I was really surprised when you said, no, that's a real thing
real
that actually
thing.
happened. I assumed it was a false memory.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know whether there was anything sinister behind it. I mean, maybe.
No one's that stupid. No one is so stupid that they would make a load of 3-year-old children sing a song about patting a bone, unless they had nefarious purposes. I reckon it's some kind of satanic thing.
Ah.
Right? What, not the song, that was quite innocent, but somehow the act of 20 children making a patting motion with one child in the middle summons demons.
Yeah.
Right? They'd got a book out of the library. They'd got summoning demons for beginners, and a lot of the spells are difficult. You've got to slaughter a goat. You need to go up a mountain or need a cave or something. I can't do any of these things. I live in Coville. But what?
Yeah.
What about this one that says 20 children patting another child?
Yeah, the wife wants two friends. E-I-the-idea. The wife wants two
Yeah.
friends. The friends want a coven. The friends want a coven. E-I-the-idea. The coven wants a goat. We all burn the goat.
Yeah, and I mean, I still feel like they should. I realised halfway through that little flight of fancy that none of what I was saying meant you needed to pat a bone. You could have patted the dog.
Yeah.
Still could have patted the dog. That would be fine. So I didn't. I thought I'd explained it for a moment there. I thought I'd come up with the solution, but it turns out I was talking rubbish.
Yes, it's okay. It's okay. If there's a place to talk rubbish, then this podcast is it.
Okay, well let's not talk rubbish. Let's read some. I remember the little yellow plastic eggs I used to play with and put in the box. I mean, it's weird how you're writing about being a 3-year-old and somehow you're writing it like you are a 3-year-old as well. It's like you've decided I must emulate I must capture the voice of a fairly stupid child. But I'm a clever 12-year-old, so I must try and lower the. I must
Well, I'm not
grade
just
my language
an
lower.
amazing writer. I'm an amazing actor. So yeah, I like to inhabit the role that I'm playing. So yeah.
And I think you should at some point you should stop playing that role. Right? You finished this story now. The method acting is over. Please.
I would like things like I got a knock on the head when I was younger. I was playing a bone, and everyone came and patted me and just knocked any sense out of me.
And then a demon appeared and hit me with a with a rock. All right, so went on holiday to Swanage with Mum, Dad, and the rest of the family. Also, Pat, Tom, Mary, and Paul.
yes,
Is it the return of the me family?
yes, it's the me's.
Hang on, let's check. Pat me,
Yes,
Tom me,
Tom me.
Mary me,
Mary me,
and Paul
Paul
me. That's
Wait a second, Pat. Maybe that's what the patting the bone was all about.
Do you think maybe Pat Me
Yeah.
was the person who ran the play school? Are we sure? Like, how did you know Pat Me? Maybe she was the play school woman, right? And maybe she was so annoyed
Yeah.
of people patting her that she'd made it her mission in life to invent situations where other people got patted.
Yes.
Right, preferably by as many people at once as possible, because that's
Yeah.
how her life felt. People are always going, "Oh, your name's Pat Me, Pat, Pat, Pat." Oh, that's funny. You're the 18th person today that's done that, and last night I was in the pub. Everyone was doing it at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm going to make children suffer for this. I'm going to leave people confused for the rest of their lives as a revenge for being patted by you fucking moron.
It's weird that I didn't realise that her name was. I mean, obviously I knew her name was Pat May, but it took me a long time before I went. Hold on a second.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. I've never patted her, and her name's Pat May. But
I've let her down. The next year, I started another play school,
Wow.
Hall Lane. James Taylor came to this one as well. Received an invitation.
is it Faith Bayless?
You saw the name. Received an invitation to Faith Bayless's party at Hall Lane Play School. I was forced to go. I didn't want to go, but I was forced to. I went. We played games. This is a 0 to 5. It doesn't say exactly when this happened, but it's between 0 and 5. So
Right.
at least 7 years have passed since this, and also those are some of the most significant years of your life. 7 years between 5 and 12
Yeah.
is like 100 years now. So this has really, really affected you.
Yeah.
This is a really big deal. What we're reading now.
Yeah.
I was forced to go. I went. We played games. Hid under the giant wooden movable stairs. And
Oh, yes.
then we sat down at a long table for lunch. One way or another, I started to cry. All right. One way or another, I'm gonna guess it was using your eyes, right? Probably letting water leak out of them in some way. That's probably the way that you cried. There's not more than one way to cry.
Well, there's
it's one way, it's not
there's
another.
ugly crying, isn't there? And there's like some people are.
There's different manners to cry. Yeah.
That's one way of crying, isn't there?
Yes, there is that way of crying. So one way or another, I started to cry, and the way I started to cry was. Yeah, that was the one way. I started to cry. So Faith's mum put Faith next to me, which only made me cry more. That's the end of the story. So do you want to flesh out the details a bit there? Because that doesn't tell us anything about what you were feeling. It doesn't even tell us what you were feeling. It's just one way or another I started to cry. Like, fucking hell, Howard, give us some emotional, like, some internal emotion, tell us what's going on inside your head.
I don't know if you remember school, but like there was although it was a mixed school, there was a segregation between boys and girls as I was growing up. It was a very strange kind of system whereby they didn't really like communicate, and they were like a completely different beast. Even before there was any idea of like sexuality or any kissing involved, girls were just kind of strange.
That's the way.
Yeah, and so
that's the way that the society forces the gender binary into your head from the very, very start of your life. Immediately, it's like girls over there, boys over here. You two are just here to tell you you're not the same. All right, and we're gonna tell you that every minute of every day for your school life until it becomes true.
And so I guess I just like anyone else probably just bought into the whole concept. So like if I had a party, I didn't want to invite any girls, and then like my mum would make me, and then I'd cry about that. And this party was probably mostly girls, and I was a boy at a girls' party, which would be terrifying because I'd be like, oh no, they're sending me to enemy territory.
It's so dumb, right? This is like adults they spend ages going, right, you boys are different to girls, and everything I do and say and buy and everything you watch and every word we use is going to reinforce this idea that boys and girls are different. And you should hate each other, and you shouldn't understand each other, and you should be scared of each other. Oh, and by the way, it's your birthday. You better invite some girls.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? You just spent 5 years making me scared of them. Why would I want to invite girls? Oh, don't be ridiculous. Don't be ridiculous, child of 5, who I've indoctrinated into a stupid made-up gender binary. You're an idiot.
Yeah.
Now get some girls at your party and stop crying that I've abused you into doing this.
Yeah, because when you grow up, you are going to have to marry one. I'm gonna what? No, I'm never gonna marry anyone. I'm not getting married.
You'll change your mind. Well,
no,
dear Mum, I did not change my mind.
You did your job too well. You did your job too well. It's like, there was no break in that programming. They are still a completely different race of people to me now because they don't.
Yeah.
They don't wear trousers, do they?
Yeah, no, it's fucking. I absolutely agree. It's fucking stupid, and it's not a lot different now. You know, I mean, I think there is more awareness, and more parents are trying not to do that. But still, it's difficult when the whole world is constantly telling you male is this, female is that. There's nothing else. There's nothing in between. Every girl is like this. Every boy is like that.
Yeah.
And if you're not, fuck you. You know.
Also, I guess there's that thing when there's kids is like often one kid will fancy a kid, or they'll have like. Not fancy in a sex way, obviously, because they're like too young for that. Well, hopefully, I mean, unless they want to. I'm not here to say that I don't think consenting 5-year-olds can't get it on. If that's what they want to do,
I am.
That's what they want to do.
I'm saying that's not okay.
Oh, okay. Apparently, it's not okay. But Faith Bailey's definitely like. Child fancied me at that age.
And kid fancy.
And so I was aware of that, and so I wanted to be at the furthest point of the table away from her as possible. It's like the reason I was invited to a party was because she child fancied me, and so it's like I don't want to go to this party. I'm being child fancied. I don't want to go. I don't go to a room with
child. It's not appropriate.
One with a load of girls, but two with one of them wants to be near to me when you've told me that they're different and get lurgies off of them.
Maybe hold my hand or something.
Oh my God. And so, like, I'm crying. It's like, oh, this is a horrible place. And what's the worst thing can then happen is, like, Faith's mum then, like, sticks her next to me. And, like...
The authority at the party.
Like, probably smiling and giggling and going, oh, you got a little crush on him, Like, no, save me.
Yes. Also, in case any parents are listening, which they definitely are, because loads of our listeners are stupid old parent idiots.
Yeah.
When someone comes around, like, I don't know, it's a grandparent or whatever, and they come around and they go, oh, look at him, isn't he a little heartbreaker? Or, oh, I bet she's got all the boys chased out. Make them stop that.
Yeah.
Right? That's a child they're talking about. Stop asking 5-year-olds if they've got any little boyfriends or girlfriends. It's fucking creepy.
It is. Stop making them pat the bone. Stop it.
Yeah, especially that last one, to be honest. Yeah, first one's bad, but like, really, that patting the bone thing, that's not on. Yeah. 5 years old, throwing stones at fire.
Yes.
Slipped and cut my arm on a slate.
5?
I had 6 stitches, but should have had a lot more, but my mum wouldn't freeze. Hang on. Yeah, I might be reading that wrong. Is that arm? Yeah. My arm wouldn't freeze? I had 6 stitches. All right. Now, I'm going to need you to teach me here because I have never had stitches.
Right.
So, when you have stitches, do they have to freeze your arm?
Yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
First?
Arnold Schwarzenegger
does Mr. Freeze do it?
Yeah.
And does he do a great but slightly confusing ice pun first? Hey, your arm is looking like a dinosaur. I'm going to freeze it. Okay. Stitch, stitch, stitch. Okay, you're dead. You're dead now.
You are dead now. What killed you? I did.
Okay, 5 to 11. New school! I refused to go. When I arrived, I cried my head off. But Michael Greaves seemed to want to go.
Wow, did he?
It's weird. It's a new character. I refused to go. When I arrived, I cried my head off. But Michael Greaves seemed to want to go. My teacher was Mrs. Smith. I liked her. A lot of information just thrown at the wall, not particularly connected. Here you go. Here's some things. Who the fuck is Michael Greaves?
I can remember Michael Greaves. I mean, not. I don't remember that being his name or anything, but I know who I'm talking about because I remember being.
I can remember him. I don't remember his name, his face, or anything about him. But I tell you, I do remember Michael Greaves. Definitely not his name though. I remember Michael Greaves. I remember everything about Michael Greaves except his name. Like, what? The only thing I don't remember about Michael Greaves is his name. Shut up.
Because these you're reading the memories of a 12-year-old. As an adult, I have I can still remember going to school that day and being sad and seeing another kid really happy, and he was like swinging from the arms of his parents. He had a parent on either side who were using their
show off,
like
two
what's
parents.
that called, with their hands on their hips, and so he had his arms through their hand on hips, and he was like swinging back and forth. And I never met him before, but I found out after the fact he was called Michael Greaves, I suppose, because I don't know him as Michael Greaves now. But I remember that image of that really happy kid being in stark contrast to the fact that I was crying and being a massive wuss.
See, the irony there probably is, although he was using his parents as a swing and had to and seemed to like them, he was celebrating the fact that he was getting away from them. So, you know, whereas you were crying because you were having to leave your parents and like go away from them for a day. So maybe you're the true winner here. You seem like a loser based on this story. Yeah. But maybe if we read between the lines, you're the winner and he's the loser.
Maybe. I mean, do you remember if you were excited to go to school or sad?
No, I don't. I don't remember at all.
Wow.
I don't remember that at all. So maybe I just didn't feel that strongly about it. Certainly, just later in life, I was very sad to have to go to fucking school. but I don't remember the first day.
I bet you cried more than I did. That's what I'm thinking.
No one cried more than you did. You're famous for it.
Most of my stories do seem to be about me crying about stuff that I don't need to cry about.
Yeah.
Sat next to a girl, cried. Went to a party, cried. Went to school, cried.
Went to bed.
Well, that's the progression, isn't it? When I got older, I
Cried,
just
went bed.
didn't cry anymore. I just went bed.
Yeah, hang on, this is wet bed. Oh, shit. Cried, wet bed. Wet bed, cried. Well, it's really, it's good that you, this is when you were 12, you certainly, it would have been possible for you to have had that kind of idea beaten into you that it's not okay for boys to cry. We were talking about all this fucking gender essentialism
Yeah.
already. But this is wonderful because you're in school knowing that your teacher and other kids are probably going to read this. You're like, yeah, I cried. Fuck you. I'm okay with that. I was upset and I cried. I was upset that I had to sit next to a girl and I cried. I was upset I had to go to school and leave my parents and I cried. I was upset that Doctor Who kissed a woman and I cried. Okay? And I'm all right with that. Don't be telling me that it's not okay for boys to cry. Because it is. Under certain situations, sitting next to a girl, leaving your parents, Doctor Who kissing a woman. Those are and sports.
Yes,
Those are the 4 occasions when it's okay for men to cry. All right?
Yeah, I suppose I'm a champion.
Yeah, I think we should be very proud
champion
of you.
for men's rights or something. Then am I?
No, not men's rights. They're the people. They're the worst. No,
Oh.
men's rights people are the worst.
Our
They're
right,
the ones
our
who.
right to cry. Is that not a right?
Yeah, absolutely. No, for men crying, you're a champion of
Equality.
crying men.
Yeah, I'm a champion of equality because I used to cry a lot, like girls do, right? Yeah, that's what I'm
No,
saying.
you've ruined
Equality.
it. Again,
Equality,
I was
yeah.
going to say you were doing so well, but you really weren't from the beginning.
Oh.
But I mean, in this story you are in the story where you're comfortable with talking about crying and you have no embarrassment about it. That's when you're doing well.
But I'm probably going to go, knowing me, I'm probably going to go into mock my earlier self for being a massive crybaby. That's the kind of thing I would do. So I'd probably say,
yeah.
I wouldn't cry like that stupid idiot.
Well, let's find out because I've just seen in the not the next paragraph, but the one after, I see the word crying again. So let's find out. My birthday I once again spent at Swanage. After I came back, I had a party and my cake was in the shape of a train.
Yes.
Joanne Bayliss had the cheek to show up when I hadn't even invited her. Is this another person?
Yes.
Joanne Bayliss had the cheek to show up when I hadn't even invited her. Brackets, she was a baby and would sit next. Oh no, hang on, and would sit next to the teacher crying. So I saw the word crying, but it's not about you this time.
Yeah.
So yeah, you are gonna. What you're doing? You're not saying you were a baby for crying. Your crying was understandable and cool.
Yeah.
But when Joanne Bayliss, a stupid baby idiot girl, did it,
Yeah.
then it was rubbish.
Exactly.
Right? So she was a baby and would sit next to the teacher crying.
What a loser.
Whilst Mrs. Smith told a story and Joanne would suck her thumb. Okay, now that sounds like Joanne is sucking the teacher's thumb, right? That's what it sounds like. It says, because let me read it to you again. Joanne Bayliss had so she was a baby and would sit next to the teacher crying whilst Mrs. Smith told a story and Joanne would suck her thumb. Right? Like Mrs. Smith's got a book in one hand and her thumb held out to the right while Joanne Bayliss sucks it. She's like, oh, well, once upon a time there was a wet thumb and it was disgusting. Oh, sorry, John, I got distracted.
Joanne, I hope you're going to pat my bone later on. Ooh. We'll suck your thumb, we'll suck your thumb. The idea, we'll suck the thumb.
The teacher has a thumb. The teacher has a... miss, this is the words, okay? The farmer has a wife. The wife has a dog. The dog knows a teacher. The teacher has a thumb. We all suck the thumb. Miss. How? We're going to do it one at a time, all right? We all suck the thumb. Okay, we're done. Okay, we're done. We don't tell our parents. We don't. We never tell the police.
Yeah, this is a good song.
This is like a weird call-out diary that you're writing about all the people you've got grudges against, isn't it? Fucking Faith Bayless's mum made me sit next to rubbish Faith Bayliss, and I cried because she was rubbish, and it was her fault, and it wasn't me. I was cool. All right. Michael Greaves was an idiot, but I was crying and I was cool. I don't know why. Joanne Bayliss was a crybaby and sucked the teacher's thumb. Don't tell the police.
Oh, see, I've skipped over the thing is I've skipped over because I remember that party. That's the party where we got a trampoline.
Right.
And everyone was using the trampoline, and then I cried because I wanted to go on the trampoline. So I was like missed that part out of the story. Yeah, and John Bayliss came, and Lucy Brower was there as well because they made me invite girls. I didn't really want to.
Dare they?
And then everyone was having fun on my trampoline, and I cried because it's fucking my trampoline.
I don't want to see other people having fun. I want these kids to sit around in a circle, patting the bone if necessary, while I, alone, jump up and down on the trampoline, having a great time, going, "Yay! Me! It's my trampoline! Fuck you, bone patting idiots!" So we got a family pet. His name was Graham.
Yeah.
He was a rabbit. Graham. I have decided to call my rabbit Graham because he's a sensible rabbit and I am a grown-up now at the age of 7. No longer shall I have rabbits called Fluffy or Mr. Floppy Ears. Now I will call them John. Call them regular names like Graham, not Mr. Fluffy Tail. Okay?
Well, I mean, yeah, I know it could seem like that, but in our defence, the rabbit was grey, so there was a kind of like cute element
And made
to
of
it.
ham.
Yeah,
Very much made of ham and was grey.
Yeah, he was a
so
pig.
the fact we
He was
called
a
him Grey
pig,
Ham. It's strange to smell a Pippa doll shoe. All right. It's gone a bit surreal, to be honest. Things have gone strange. I mean, the first, this is on the end of the page, so I had to turn over. On this page, it just says it's strange to smell at. And I thought, well, that sounds weird. But probably when I turn the page, it'll say something that makes it normal. But no, it got worse. It's strange to smell a Pippa doll shoe. But I proceeded to anyhow.
it did
and
do.
up it went. Up it went. Right into my nose. On the same day my sister came home with a bad leg. This has gone weird, right? This has gone off the rails. It was several hours till it came out at you.
Yeah.
A simple sneeze, and it went flying across the room. So, the story you're telling here is when you rammed a doll's shoe up your nose. This is what you're telling me now.
No, I sniffed it and it went up my nose.
Okay. So you snorted a doll's shoe.
Yes.
So hard that it went up your nose. That's not. No, I have sniffed many things in my, and not one of them has gone up my nose.
Yeah. I mean, maybe you've been sniffing big things.
This seems like you're trying to make yourself sound cooler than you are.
It was really small. I mean, Pippa dolls weren't the size of Barbies. They were like really tiny, and it had a like small shoe. And I guess I was smelling the plastic because we loved smelling the plastic on those toys. And it just went straight up and like lodged up near my eye.
Nothing in this story makes you sound normal, no matter how you explain it.
But I didn't cry, so because I'm a big boy. I'm a big boy with a doll's shoe up my
Well,
nose.
I mean, don't get ahead of yourself because I haven't read the next line yet.
Oh shit!
When the doll's shoe came out, I cried because I liked having a shoe on my nose, and I was upset that I didn't anymore.
Such a liar.
We got a budgie as well as Graham. We named her Snowy. See, that sounds more like a kid name. It's white, so let's call it Snowy. And that rabbit, let's call it John.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'd like to call the rabbit Bartholomew, if you don't mind, and the other one
Steve.
Fluffy.
Steve the Budgie, John the Rabbit,
the budgie, John the Rabbit, and Mr. Fluffy Ears.
the human.
No, Howard, we're not calling your little sister Mr. Fluffy Ears. Okay.
It's too late.
It says we've got a budgie as well as Graham. We named her Snowy. Also, we now have a pond full of fish. Called
Barry.
Alan the fish. Susan the fish. Barbara.
Keith the fish.
Keith the fish. Yeah. And Rover. Rover the fish.
Yeah, good. And Mrs. Fluffy is the fish.
My brother has bought me a toy Snoopy for my birthday. It's really cute.
Oh, don't remember that at all.
I remember you having a toy Snoopy. Oh, no, I'm
Do
thinking
you?
of that other dog, that brown dog. No,
I'm thinking of
that
Godfrey.
brown dog,
Godfrey.
Yeah. I'm thinking of Godfrey. I often get... Godfrey? You had a toy dog called Godfrey?
Yeah.
What was wrong
That's
with
his
you?
name. I've still got him.
Is he the one that you took to Edinburgh?
Yeah. Yeah, but I was only taking a stuffed dog on a trip when I was 18 because I was like being ironic. Not because I needed a stuffed toy.
We were about 16. We were about 16. It's completely... which is perhaps less acceptable. I think when you're 18, you can be ironic. Like, yeah, I'm taking my stuffed toy because I'm 18. I'm being ironic. But when you're 16, it's unforgivable. Right? There's no way anyone who's 16 could possibly think of taking a stuffed toy. I don't know, but you were. I think that's the thing about you. At all ages, you have always been unapologetic.
A massive crybaby toy hugging loser.
No, I was going to say something positive. I mean, yes. I mean, obviously, yes, that is true. But what I was going to say was that you have been unapologetic and not let... You've not... You're going, no, this is me. Yes, I am a crying, cuddly toy owning 16-year-old loser. But fuck you all. That is who I am. Stop telling me I'm not allowed to be that thing. And I think that's admirable. You know, and here you are writing your diary. Yes, I was crying. Fuck you. That's what I did. Yes, I've taken my stuffed toy to Edinburgh with where I'm going when I'm 16, where it's really important to everyone else to be cool. But I say fuck all of you. I've got my toy dog with me. He's called Godfrey Floppy Ears or whatever. Eventually, I came out.
Wow.
Oh, no, wait a minute. There's more on the next line. I mean, we have all been
You're
waiting
right.
for it.
You said unapologetic. Like
Unapologetic. Yeah. Eventually, I started... Still
Mm-hmm. 8 years old I was.
Eventually, I came out of infant. Eventually, I came out of infant. It was raining this dinner time, and everyone was inside. I went down the corridor to find Lisa Brower crying her eyes out.
What a stupid crybaby.
I had just finished crying because I had to sit next to a girl and went down the corridor. Oh, I am cool. But I went down the corridor and found a stupid girl crying. Girls are rubbish.
Girl, rubbish.
Apparently, she had seen the ghost of her dead granddad.
In the music room.
I laughed at that for a long time after. You're the worst, right?
Your
You're the
granddad's
actual
dead.
worst.
Your granddad's dead.
All right, so I'd like to put forward my case for why Howard is the worst.
What? No.
Number one, evidence number one. When he was a young child, I don't know what he's like 8 or 9 or something. He saw a girl crying because like she just thought she'd seen, or maybe she had seen her dead grandfather, and he laughed about it for a long time after. Okay, you're saying he was just a kid. Give him a break. But okay, evidence number 2. When he was like 11 or 12 or whatever we said this is, he wrote about that so he could laugh about it again. Right? She's probably in your class, right? I remember that girl crying about her dead granddad. What a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Evidence number 3. He's now in his 40s. Right? And he is laughing about it for a third time and
Brilliant.
saying, "Ha ha, your granddad's dead." What an idiot! The last year at Warren Hills, I had once again Mrs. Bailey as my teacher. We watched Interference. Brackets yet again, as we had already seen it before. All the girls thought there was a toilet ghost. As they heard chairs rattling in the toilet. Why are there chairs in the toilet for a start? I mean, that'd be the first thing. Why are all these chairs doing that? Oh, toilet ghost, put them there. The toilet ghost likes to have a sit down. But it was only the wind blowing.
Who proved that, though? How do we know that it was only the wind blowing?
Yeah, maybe it was a ghost blowing. You thought about that? Maybe it was a load of ghosts going, you know, making the chairs. Oh, it's all right. It's only the
Not
wind.
chairs.
Ghosts are
Obviously, it's
laughing at
supposed
you.
to be chains, isn't it?
Oh, it's just.
You know, the chains on the toilets, because they used to have pull chains on the toilets back then.
Yeah, okay, could be. Yeah, that could definitely say chains. I'm going with chairs though. I like the idea of the chairs that hang off of the
when
toilet
Jacob
system.
Marley turned up, he didn't have loads of chairs attached to him, did he?
Yeah, he starts going on, Scrooge, you must get better because these are the chairs you forge in life. For every bad deed you do, you forge a new chair. And then you got to carry him around throughout the afterlife. It's kind of worse, right? I mean, having a load of chains on yourself, that's bad. But having to, like, push around 500 chairs, that's worse.
I mean, that's the job of a caretaker at school, isn't it? They have to, like, push around 500 chairs and lay them out in the dinner hall.
Not all the time, not for eternity. They get to go home or have a break, you know. Anyway, so all the girls thought there was a toilet ghost
Crying girls.
as they heard chairs or possibly chains rattling in the toilet, but it was only the wind blowing. So
Yeah.
David, Jonathan, and I started tapping on the walls and scaring all the girls! Exclamation mark! Aren't I cool? Aren't I funny? P.S. I am the worst.
Yeah, I hope I made them cry. Stupid
God.
crying girls scared of toilet ghosts. Woo! My name's Lisa Brewer. I've got dead relatives. Ooh,
Oh,
so
God.
sad.
No. Anyway, next section, 11 to 12, a new school.
Oh no.
If you speak once, you get detention for all the week in dinner time. Of course, I didn't, Nicholas.
I think the word believe is missing.
Either the word believe or it's of course I didn't, Nicholas, but that doesn't seem to make sense. Yeah, so I guess your brother told you horror stories about the school you were going to, right?
Yeah.
But you didn't believe him because you're too clever and never cry.
Yeah. I didn't believe him, but just in case, I went to my room and cried for half an hour. But I was cool whilst I did it.
Just in case. I like that idea, yeah. Obviously, I didn't believe it for a second, but I thought, there's a slim chance it might be true, so I better get some crying done.
Get some done in.
Right, get it out of the way now, so I don't embarrass myself at school. Like one of those girls did.
Yeah, then I ate some comfort ice cream and laughed about somebody's dead granddad for a while.
Charlbury? Is that a place?
Sure,
Charlbury.
why not?
We went here for about a week. We visited a farm. We visited a farm. Hang on, I'm going to say that this is well written. All right, I want you to know this is the whole story. It's one sentence. So, Charlbury. We went here for about a week. We visited a farm and saw a pig.
Wow.
That's exactly what you've written. I have not changed a thing. And that's the end of that. That's all you've got for that one. Right, so the next section is titled Plays. I got all the best parts. A squirrel in Hansel and Gretel. And in James and the Giant Peach, I played a tree. All I did was stand there for one scene, then get chopped down.
There are no small parts, just small actors, right?
I don't know. If the part is tree, if the part is non-speaking tree, I'm not sure it matters how big the actor is. I think that is a small part. Also, that saying is bollocks, right? Because, I mean, obviously a good actor can do something with this. But, I mean, there are small parts.
Mm-hmm.
If all you if your part is you're a squirrel and all you get to say is "Ooh, give me some nuts," and then you leave, and the play is Hamlet, I reckon no matter how big the actor, that's still a small part.
Yeah, Hamlet's still a better part.
And even if Hamlet's being played by a small actor, and the squirrel who says "Ooh, give me some nuts" is being played by a big actor, I reckon I'm as an audience member, I'm still remembering Hamlet.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I'm probably going to remember that squirrel. It's like, who decided to put a talking squirrel in Hamlet? And who got Howard Long to play it? That is quite.
You talked yourself
out
around,
of it.
Yeah.
I have.
I think that's what the saying means. Is if you've got one line in a play, make sure you dress up as a squirrel and really yell it. Everyone will remember you.
Yeah, because I thought you were going to say, like, if you really do it well, they'll remember you. And I was going to say, I don't believe that. But now you said dress up as a squirrel and yell it. I do believe you. So there are no small actors. There are only actors who are not dressed as squirrels.
Yeah.
And they're the ones we don't remember. I think more actors should listen to this show. Because I think they could learn something.
Agreed.
You know, rather than listening to some shit show about acting by actors. Oh, welcome to the Actors Workshop with me, Acty McActerson. This week we're going to learn how to fucking, use your own shit experience to really bring like authenticity to your characters. No, this week we're going to learn how to dress up as a fucking squirrel, so that when the audience go home, you're the one they remember. I tell you what, I went to see Romeo and Juliet the other night, and Tybalt's quite a small part and gets murdered early on, and it's largely unmemorable. He's only got about 8 good lines, but he did them all dressed as a squirrel.
Took a brave decision to change the character name to Squibbold. Fantastic work.
The next play is Oliver. I really hit the limit. I think you mean big time. You hit the big time, right? In the 3rd year and got the part of Oliver himself. In the performance, I fell off the stage. Really? Tell us about that.
I don't remember that specific one. I think it must be something I did a lot, because I played Oliver again and fell off something. And I also played someone called the Jolly Green Huntsman. And I came onto stage and went, my line was, I'm the Jolly Green Huntsman. And I got on stage and went, I'm the Jolly Green, Wah! And I fell over.
I'm the Jolly Green Hunt's milk.
Yes. And I fell over and I got up and had to deliver my line and try not to cry. But I think I kind of cried. But everyone thought it was brilliant. And that's when I was like, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Comedy
is that when you got
comedy?
The taste
slapstick
for comedy?
Is the way forward here.
Wait a minute. I don't know. If I just walk on and go, I am the Jolly Green Huntsman, that means not only do I get laughs and everyone loves me, and I'm the member, and if I do it in a squirrel
costume,
really
double
but
funny.
Also, the other benefit is I don't have to learn my fucking lines.
Yeah.
Right? Yes. All I have to remember is I'm the Jolly Green Huntsman. So I fell off the stage. Also, in the finale of the last show, Ben Pickard, who played Fagin, his nose fell off. Ben Pickard's nose fell off.
I bet you'd think that, like,
he doesn't say his false nose.
Yeah, no, it was his actual nose. You think they would have made more of that? Went to the farm, saw a pig, did a play, someone's nose fell off. Went bed. Cried on my pillow.
No, to be honest, I wouldn't have thought you'd have made more of this because I've read your stuff before. So the next performance is James and the Giant Peach.
Ah, yeah, see? I told you this is where I played a tree again and I had no lines.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I got this part in the 2nd year in the summer just after Hansel and Gretel. And I got the part of the tree. All I did was stand there for one scene and then get chopped down.
Yeah.
Wow, that is a bad part.
Yeah,
that is
it's
a
real come down.
It's a small part.
Come down after playing Oliver, right? I played Oliver, the titular Oliver, and then I played
really?
a tree with no lines. Oh, well, I'm not.
And it says you played Oliver in the 3rd year.
Oh.
And James the Giant Peach was the 2nd year.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know why you did it in that order.
Because after Oliver, I was like, no, I'm not playing a tree with no lines. I was fucking Oliver. Did you see me fall off that stage?
I've already got my squirrel costume on. I think we all know who I'm playing.
Yeah. I said, okay, I'll play your tree, but only if I can do it in my squirrel costume.
Yeah.
And then they chop down a squirrel. This is how these things happen. That's just why people were patting a bone, because like nobody had a dog outfit. They were wearing a bone outfit. Should we pat the bone
I mean,
instead?
everyone in Coville has a bone outfit. That's like the uniform. But I mean, who's got a dog outfit? What nursery school teacher has a dog outfit just lying around? No, we all pat the bone. We all are a bone as well. We all are a bone. We all are a bone. That concludes my life story.
Wow.
Brackets so far. And I would like to issue a writing challenge right now for
Wow.
Noward Long. All right, that I feel like we need the next part.
That's
the
true.
the next section, because we've just done, what was the last section? It was at 11 to 12, right? We've only got to 11, although I guess it got to 13. So I feel like we need 14 to now.
Okay, yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, I can do that because, like, yeah,
You can, right? That should
basically
be fun.
remember
And you
some
just
things.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be complete, but pick out the good bits. But all the times you cried, if possible. Let's try and keep the feeling of this one.
Watch Doctor Who today.
Cried, called down bed, went to sleep.
Little Howard dreamed of being a writer, and so he sat and wrote every night. But everything he wrote was fucking shite, yeah. Wubba-dubba-doo, worst writer in the world, worst writer in the world, worst writer in the world, worst writer in the world.
Thank you for listening to this episode of The Worst Writer in the World. We will be back in 2 weeks with the second part of Howard's life story, because he's got to have time to write it.
Yeah.
Haven't you? And also get some life experience
Live
to write
it.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go and live for 2 weeks, and then I'm gonna let you know what happened.
Yeah, because you haven't really done anything since you were middle school, have you?
No, that's right.
If you would like more stuff by us, such as the Secret Gang podcast, which we do pretty much every month, many a Gret Binchleaf book, we're up to book 9 now, we're about to finish book 9, and all kinds of other things that I can't even be bothered to remember because there's so much of it, then go to patreon.com/manbycow and have a look at what you could be earing at right now. Okay?
Yes.
Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Milk.
He's a stupid, suck-ass, rubbish writer. Yeah.